right, one of the things we can drink to is Women's History Month. And here in Brooklyn, as we acknowledge the contributions of women, especially at this time, we're always happy to honor one of our own great political pioneers, Congresswoman and presidential candidate Shirley Chisholm.
And here to spend a couple of minutes talking about Shirley Chisholm's legacy and the upcoming Women's Empowerment Conference that's held annually in her name is someone who followed her into elected office, becoming the first Caribbean-born woman elected to our city council, a member of the board at CUNY, and she also happens to be the mother of the current Congresswoman, Yvette Clarke, the Honorable Una Clarke. Welcome back to BK Live.
Thank you so very much. How are you?
Good. It's been too long since we've had you at the table.
We're going to celebrate St. Pat's. Where is my soda bread?
Bring it. We have it backstage for you.
Okay.
Well, they're going to be serving something a little more exciting than soda bread at this convention, at the conference that's coming up. So tell us exactly what it is.
This is the 6th annual conference. It's in partnership with the Caribbean Research Center at Medgar Evers College, and it is we are trying to empower women, especially in central Brooklyn, to get them a lot more engaged in the process. And who better to motivate than a Shirley Chisholm, who made the way for Barack Obama to become the President of the United States. She's the first woman to run for President of the United States of America. She was unbossed. With Shirley Chisholm, what you saw was what you got. Yeah. And she's been a great role model, a friend. Her husband, Conrad Chisholm, is somebody whom I know well, a fellow Jamaican. So we parted together in the old days. So I'm talking about somebody with whom I'm familiar, who had a fire, who had an understanding of community and community development. So there can be no better name for which to name a women's conference than that of Shirley Chisholm.
And who are some of the speakers that will be taking part in this year's conference?
Well, this year's conference, the keynote speaker is my only daughter and Congresswoman of the 9th Congressional District, Yvette Diane Clarke. Yeah. And then the chair of this year's event is the Honorable Assemblywoman Diana Richardson from Crown Heights. Fire in her belly also. Followed by Assemblywoman Rodney's Burchett will be there. The newly elected assembly member from Bed-Stuy will be there. Her name is Miss Wright. Followed by Latrice Walker, who is from East New York, Brownsville, very competent legislator. Followed by many others. I think just about all the women in the assembly have agreed to participate. Yeah. And we hope that the students in CUNY in particular, especially because I'm a trustee, will come and identify with the conference, get engaged, because this is a time when they all need to be engaged to understand what's happening. Because if we leave ourselves up to Donald Trump, we will all disappear. Yeah. We will all disappear and be ignored. So I think it's a great time to be engaged. Medgar Evers uses the conference to do some of its continued research and compiling the history of what happens within our community, the Caribbean community in particular, to help us to shape out what the future of the community will look like.
So this is one of those things where when you get the call, no matter all up and down the line from a congresswoman to a community board, when you get the call to come and appear, you make the time to come to this conference. So what is the most important thing this year that you think people are going to focus on?
I think the economic conditions, because as they look at what's happening in Washington, how it comes to the state and what the state will do with the city. So I think economic conditions is going to be good. The housing, and everybody's concerned about gentrification. Yeah. The older people are being pushed out of their apartments, and everybody's trying to figure out what will we do with our citizens who for many, many years live in an apartment and all of a sudden being told that they need to leave, or they're going to have their rent doubled. So all of those conversations need to take place as we try to look at public policy and how we impact on public policy as it relates to especially our seniors. And then 2020 will be the next census.
Yeah.
And we recognize that
Gotta represent.
unless we understand what's going to happen then with our numbers, it's going to be very devastating in many communities that are always undercounted. So we need to make
census.
sure that people know that they need to be counted in order to make sure that the resources flow.
So come get galvanized.
That's right.
This is
And
March
then,
18th.
And then there's going to be a whole thing on youth engagement.
Oh,
the
awesome.
next generation. Yes, you need to be there.
All right, so tell us when. March 18th. This is
9 a.m.
9 a.m. at
a.m.
Medgar Evers College at the building at 1638 on Bedford. You all pass by it a million times, but make sure March 18th you find yourself in the building. Starting at 9, stay all day. Make some contacts.
It's
show
the
up.
6th annual.
It's a 6th annual.
Thank you very much for being here to talk about it. We really appreciate it. We are blessed whenever you come, so thank you very much for being here.
It's my pleasure for being here with you, and good luck. Enjoy St. Pat's Day.
Thank you. Thank you.